Welcome to the Comma Factory. We're starting production today. It's a blue week, as you guys can see, red and blue. It's a special day today. SPACELAB day. Once Harold says he's ready, we're going to grab a fresh device and show you guys how easy it is to get running with openpilot 010 at this point. We'll install a fresh device in our Rivian, go for a drive, see what you guys can experience on the latest release. Hello, you here. Probably have another minute before Harold's ready. So if you guys have any questions in the meantime, the blog is up. We'll do the normal media shenanigans probably tomorrow. It's nice to kind of space all this stuff out. Do like the Twitter post, nice Twitter thread and everything. But yeah, the release actually shipped yesterday. Decouples the stream and the Twittering and the stream and everything from the actual release. Has it started? Yeah, we're starting. We got a special code for you guys. I'll give you later, or now if you want to buy now before seeing the magic that we're shipping. If you use code SPACELAB, we will rush ship a comma-3x to you. I see on the board there we have 287 in stock right now. So if you're one of the first 287 people to use the code, you will get it in the next 2 days. What time is it now? I think if you place the order within the next hour or two, it'll get fulfilled today. It'll get picked up by UPS. What are lined up for ports? We can talk a little bit about car ports on the drive. Yeah, just got a 2022 Sonata interesting comma. Yeah, it's great on a Sonata. All right, Harold should be ready now. Let's get started. So we're just gonna go out of this ready to ship bin. Pick a fresh device. Same kind of device you will get if you buy one. And it'll get rushed to you with code SPACELAB. And then we'll go to the garage and go for a drive in our Rivian. Oh, Harold's all the way out there. Let's go meet him out there. You're too far from the Wi-Fi. That might be fine. All right. Well, we gotta do the install.
Oh, okay.
It's like a fresh device.
Let me pull over. I had some trouble starting the Rivian. I had some complicated controls.
This Rivian is very new to us. So your next car for open be electric. It's the beauty of openpilot. It doesn't matter. Wait for it to reconnect. So this is a brand new device we just pulled out of the same bin that your device will come from if you get a new one shipped to you today with code SPACELAB. You do not get the nice pull. We do that for you in fulfillment. We're going to show you how easy the setup is.
And then we're going to drive with the new model. Is that the plan?
Yeah, we'll do a drive with the new model, answer any questions, and then we'll go back to shipping.
Ship.
All right, we're ready to get started. You want to go for it?
Oh, yes, let's get started. What do I want?
What do you want?
Openpilot.
Latest openpilot, all right.
Let's do it. Finishing install.
No Wi-Fi necessary now. Easy peasy.
Wow, so fancy.
This actually should be a little bit faster than it is. Got to look into that. Let's see how long this takes. The electric Valentine. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's done.
Agree.
Now we got to do the training.
All right, I've done this one before.
Give us navigation.
We'll do navigation when stopping at red lights.
You guys should definitely click yes here. We love your data for training better driver monitoring models. DM team is getting reassembled at the end of this month.
All right, let's see what happens.
All right, we're already on road. So remember, we just got this device from fulfillment. We just loaded up the latest release.
That's like a 30-second setup. 20 seconds.
I know, and 10 seconds should be fixed. We'll fix that. We'll fix it soon.
All right. This is one of those super fast cars. Never driven this before.
Yeah, these Rivians are too fast. So we got to calibrate. By the time we hit the highway, we should be calibrated. The highway is just right over there.
3 minutes from unpacked one road. I mean,
well, no, we didn't
on
have
the
to.
actual road.
If you have to route the cable in this Rivian, it's a little bit of work. But in most cars, it's a lot easier. Too fast. Yeah, I didn't. When we rented the Rivian, I didn't have the greatest time with how fast it was.
All right. Oh, jeez, this car is way too fast.
All right, does stream look good, everybody? We have 114 people. People are into SPACELAB.
SPACELAB. I mean, it's good. It's a good name.
The people seem really happy with SPACELAB.
Yeah, I think it's really one of the biggest real improvements we've shipped in a couple of years.
What are our favorite cars? I like the EV6 and the Lexus. Bronco's all right too.
I actually don't even know how I engage. I guess. There we go.
Easy. All right, now we're cruising.
Cruising.
So we'll do the same. You want to go to La Jolla and everything?
Yeah, we'll just follow where the road takes us. Wait, does this have end-to-end long?
Yeah, but we're on release.
I don't know if it makes that much sense to go to La Jolla.
Yeah, we can just do some highway drive.
I don't know how to change the speed.
SPACELAB is a massive improvement. Yeah.
Not like that.
So you want to give the high-level overview of what SPACELAB is?
Wait, first let me figure out how do I make it go faster?
I think it's a scroll wheel.
Which one? This is the volume.
Or maybe the button next to it?
This is button next to it. This button is here.
This is how you know we didn't script it.
Oh, there we go. This is
I
the
picked a
button.
random device that from the Ready Ship bin,
We're going faster now.
and now we're going faster. Neither of us are familiar with this car. Yassine likes to drive this car.
Yeah, so what SPACELAB is it's basically a new end-to-end architecture. It's really hard to give a quick overview in just a few sentences. We wrote a whole paper about it that very clearly describes how it works. So if those are very interested in that, you guys can read the paper. We also have a blog post that...
How'd you disengage?
I don't know. Adaptive cruise control turned off.
System something detected?
I don't know what happened.
Mr. Electric Valentines, can you tell us what happened here?
Some kind of Rivian ACC thing. But yeah, so if you guys want to know how it works, just read the paper. The paper is our best kind of description. We have a blog post that's a bit more digestible. But basically, it's a new way of supervising end-to-end control. So this is the first release that has complete end-to-end control for longitudinal and lateral that doesn't have any kind of NPC or control systems, either in openpilot or in the back end. This is just all learned recoveries. This is also why the longitudinal is so much smoother. For those of you who use experimental mode, I'm sure you've noticed a pretty big change with this new set of models, and that control is much smoother, and it's, I would say, kind of usable now. I use it myself voluntarily sometimes. I never used it before. Before it was just not a comfortable experience.
How are accident avoidant capabilities? We don't have those features. I mean, openpilot should drive pretty comfortably, but aside from that, there's no like, we don't have AB or anything like that yet.
I mean, normal driving is accident avoiding. There's really no reason to distinguish those things. There's some difference in actuation limits depending on what you do, but...
On chill mode, yes. Rivian only has chill mode right now in release. The Rivian architecture is not super easy for getting longitudinal control, unfortunately. But Rivian is our fastest growing car ever. You guys should see the plot. It just goes like that.
Yeah, I mean, the Rivian, it makes sense. The Rivian community is exactly the kind of people that love products.
Non-comma owners get the ACC fault as well. Yeah.
Great.
Sorry, guys. There's some
But
stuff.
what caused it? Did he say that?
It sounds like he doesn't know.
Oh.
Really want to see the comma output on small windows simultaneously. What do you mean by small window? What do you mean by small window?
Turn the AC.
Yeah, some AC would be nice. What's on? Yeah, you've seen how it on high temperature. We should fix that. It's like as warm as his room.
Oh, he has all the
Yeah, it was a SPACELAB. So it should feel pretty familiar. We've been working on this for like over a year. If you guys remember Shiptembra, and we tried to ship ML Sim, that was just us trying to get it over the finish line, and that took a year. There was, probably about a year of work before that too, getting ML Sim to the point where we could even have Shiptembra. Yeah, it took a lot of work to make sure there's no regressions.
with that?
I would prefer my car drive slightly more to the left. Is it okay to mount the comma to accomplish that? We would not recommend that.
I mean, we really can't guarantee anything when you do that sort of stuff. Like, it is totally possible that if you mount it 10 centimeters to the right, it drives 10 centimeters more to the left consistently and there's no problems. But it's also possible that the car sees a different perspective of the hood, the device sees a different perspective of the hood, and that this confuses the model. Like, we really can't make any guarantees on stuff that's outside of what, you know, we kind of want it to work. Like, you can always do your own thing, but you can't really have much expectations.
Yeah, it's chill. It should feel just like normal openpilot, maybe a little bit smarter. The place I really notice this is around parked cars. You can even be like somewhat adversarial and kind of point it towards parked cars and it'll dodge them. Like, it really seems to understand scenes like this better. I also don't know how much of that is the NPC or the lack of NPC.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is that. So the problem with the NPC is that we had kind of hand-tuned it to not be very aggressive when going straight and stuff like that, and that caused just issues in various places. It would mean the NPC would reduce the amount of recovery that the model wanted to do to make things smooth and to avoid ping pong in cases like avoiding parked cars, and also made it that it wasn't aggressive enough when taking sharp turns. For example, when we did the Taco Bell demo, we had to make changes to the NPC just to make it possible to do the 90-degree turns. Now that's all not necessary anymore because, you know, we've just removed the NPC and it's all learned, so it knows when to be aggressive and when not. And so that's kind of what you're feeling.
Is 0.10 different than 1.0? Yeah. So 0.10 we're defining as the first use of the New World model, and then 0.11 will be when we use the pictures from the diffusion model. So that's when we go to full MLSIM basically, and then 1.0 will be when end-to-end log gets out of experimental mode. So it's just chill mode basically. So those are kind of the rough milestones there. We'll see how long that takes. We don't expect another 3 years before point release, but you know, we're happy to be here today. It's almost exactly 3 years since we did 09. Timeline to add back nav. We really don't have a timeline on this. We're really just trying to get end-to-end log into chill mode, and then we'll basically evaluate at that point what is the next source of disengagements, and then work on that. But I would say, like, very comfortably not before 1.0. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, like, the real focus is just, you know, you want. Right now, I think lateral can feel superhuman a lot of times on the highway. Whereas I experience this all the time, that if I take over driving, you know, the passengers are more likely to get frustrated with my driving than they are with openpilot's driving when it comes to driving on the highway and the lateral. That's where we want longitudinal to be before we start thinking about nav. You want your passengers to be annoyed that you took over for the traffic light. And now the opposite is true, right? Even when openpilot does do traffic lights well and reliably, it's still not as comfortable as a human. And that's the priority.
Yeah. Say 1.0 needs nav. Why does it need nav? We get to define what 1.0 is openpilot's our thing. You know, you don't think it's going to be more than 10 years in, but I guess that's how it worked out.
Yeah, everything, you know, it always takes longer, but the thing is, it takes long for everyone. It's not like there are other companies out there making ADAS systems that, you know, are incredible and have no issues.
Well, FSD is pretty incredible, but again, it's not a self-driving car. We got to make that really clear.
Yeah, I mean, FSD is obviously very impressive, but, you know, it's not like as an ADAS system it's perfect. If you drive with FSD, you'll also have some complaints about the way it handles things, when it's uncomfortable, when it's too aggressive. It's not a one thing fixes all thing.
Yeah. I've had tons of compliments for smooth driving when I let OP drive. Most didn't even notice I was driving myself. That's pretty common actually. First time I'll drive with somebody with openpilot, it'll take them a couple minutes, and they'll like look around and be like, oh, you're not touching the wheel.
And that's what we need for longitudinal control. That is the big thing that openpilot is missing right now. If you're driving experimental mode, the passengers will notice at some point.
This is also true of FSD.
Yeah.
Passengers definitely notice when you use FSD.
Definitely true with FSD.
Hit me up when you guys need a salesperson or BDM. I don't know what BDM is, but we don't do sales. One of the cool things
Business development manager. Maybe.
Oh.
But no.
If you want to work on supply chain, we're hiring somebody very aggressively for supply chain. like supply chain, I mean, we're setting up like our new SMT line. We want to like get great deals on the machines, go scope out all the machines, plan out the next batch of comma-3x's in tiny boxes. There's a lot of money to be saved. Just like getting many quotes, working with suppliers.
I mean, just to add to that, to be clear, we're only interested in things that allow us to ship you a better product, which is either cheaper or does more or has better software. We're absolutely not interested in anything that involves convincing us our product is better than they think it is. Like, people will figure it out how good our stuff is. We just have to make it as good as possible. We're absolutely not interested in trying to sell people on
We're fine with the product always being undersold, and we definitely prefer that over being oversold. And then we just prefer the product get way better, provide overwhelming product value, and then the degree to which it's undersold by doesn't really matter. When is comma-4 coming out? You got openpilot 010. Isn't that enough? You can get a comma-3x with code SPACELAB. Rush to you. Supply chain counting. Are you saying you count that as BDM? Because if you want to work on supply chain, very interested. Very interested. The challenge is up on the site. Go to comma-AI/jobs. Would love to talk to you. Love to hire somebody who's like working on, there's all these like people working on accessories for the comma-3x. If any of them want to come here and work on supply chain, hit me up. I would say that's way better signal than even the challenge. If you're successfully selling something that you designed and made, and you're the kind of person we want to come here to come work here and work on supply chain. I was just gonna ask if there's any new comma hardware plan in the future. Yes, there is. It's gonna plug right in back here, and it's going to allow you to run really big models.
Yeah, one of the big things that the new SPACELAB architecture allows is it exposes intelligence of the base models much more. So we have experiments now of models that can, see things that none of the models we ever ship can see, but they're huge, and so that's what the remote GPU.
What's the Rivian ACC doing here?
So bad.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's going to allow us to just have way better models, and this is one of the big things about this release too. It just unlocks so many future improvements. This is the first time where I feel like, when we get the external GPU up and running, we'll actually be able to drive on something that's substantially better, which before this architecture was completely impossible. There were so many limitations and bottlenecks in training that were just making the model stupid in ways that size couldn't fix.
Yes. So stay tuned for that announcement soon. Beautiful eGPU that plugs right into your 3X. I can't count. I'm not a supply chain guy. Oh yeah, counting is harder than you think. Inventory and counting. You guys are really interested in a comma-4. Do you want you guys remember the comma-3? Do you guys want the thing to be expensive again? Like the 3X is $999. I don't think you want you guys want more processing and stuff. I don't think you want that. You say you do. You guys hiring for any ML roles? Which challenge to choose? Yeah, if you're interested and you couldn't figure that out from the jobs page, probably not gonna work out. Not to be a mean or anything, but $5,000. Oh, George is this the real George? It's hard to tell with this app. George Hotz says he's willing to pay $5,000. Is that for the eGPU? Or is that for openpilot 2.0? I'd pay $5,000 for openpilot 2.0, I think.
How much torque does the Rivian have?
The Rivian has a lot of torque. Let's see.
I don't know. I mean, the Rivian ACC disengaged again. I don't know why it disengaged.
All right, next time we do a Rivian drive, we'll use openpilot long. We're showing you guys release, so we can't right now.
I mean, the install was pretty cool.
Yeah, the install was good. No Wi-Fi install, 30 seconds. If you use code SPACELAB, you can have it in 2 days. I think you guys have half an hour for it to be fulfilled today. You guys got half an hour, and then it'll be fulfilled tomorrow.
I love the Rivian community, though. They're so passionate about openpilot.
Yeah, real shout out to, I think Electric Valentines he's the guy with the website. You make the website, right? It's called the Comma Space, I think. It's good stuff. Oh, Rivian has a 90-degree lockout too. Okay, we could probably fix that. The problem is all this stuff requires car-specific work. When is 010 going to release? It's in release right now. If you go to your settings, you hit update. I'll show you. You go here, go to software. You'll have a little button. If your car's off, you can hit update. Yes, the comma space. Yeah, big shout out to the comma space. Some good comma content. Yeah, you guys have like maybe 10 more minutes before we're back at the office, and I'll call it a day. Gotta get back to building 010.1 for you guys. Uh, 010.1 and eGPU, and hiring a supply chain person to make the comma-3x even cheaper, and to make tiny box production run smoothly.
Questions?
Very chill openpilot drive. New architecture, feels just like old openpilot, with maybe a slight personality tweak. Feels a little smarter, a little smoother.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem, is that openpilot is pretty reliable in a lot of normal driving, especially on the highway and stuff like that. So even if we made huge improvements, most of the time it would still feel the same.
Where's the changelog for 010, which shows what's new? blog.comma.ai. blog.comma.ai. We'll do like a full Twitter thread and everything, probably tomorrow. It's nice to space this stuff out. We're trying something new with this release. We did the release shipping yesterday, today's stream, tomorrow will be Twitter thread. What updates for the Maverick? I don't know, the Ford community is pretty active. You go in the Discord and ask around. They've got a lot of stuff going on. You're 2 years behind. Who are we behind? Behind what?
Oh, maybe car models is what they're saying.
Oh. We're making good progress on that. A lot of the new Hondas are supported now. Jason's working on that. He's very interested in picking up the Hyundais, I hear, after that. When is Nav on OP coming? We promise we got something way better in the works.
I have some questions. All of the people asking for Nav on OP, did you guys use it? Like, I'm genuinely curious though. Some people really did use it a lot, but there are not many. I'm just curious if the people who are asking about it now are the same people who are very passionate about it then.
Oh, so you guys asking about a new chip. If you want to make like a really great chip show up in the next comma, come work here on supply chain. You will have a direct impact on what chip we use. We gotta get it for real cheap. Can't spend $400 on the chip because nobody wants to pay $2,000 for a comma, we found out. On a scale of its full self-driving and it's the same as before, how much of an improvement do you think 010 is over 09?
I think mild improvement.
And when you say full self-driving, do you mean like the proper noun of the Tesla software, or do you mean like full self-driving? There's a distinction there. We don't want to feel like the proper noun, full self-driving. We love some of the capabilities, but we don't want to feel like that. And if you've driven both, you get what I mean. Used it mainly for exits, but I don't miss it much. Why are you asking for it? We promise you want end-to-end long. We promise. FlexRay support is not officially planned, but the community is making... They've got some cool stuff in the works. There's a few independent FlexRay projects going on right now. And if like there's a few hundred people driving around on FlexRay ports, that's a pretty good argument for upstreaming it potentially. So I would say if you got like a few dozen people, we'll like take a serious look at upstreaming it. And if you're working on that and you want to come work on car hacking here, or if you just want an internship and you want an internship to upstream FlexRay cleanly, happy to hire you. Sit at a desk for 3 to 6 months, however long you want, upstream FlexRay and call it a day. If that's like your, it's like the famous story of the guy who like fixed an iPhone bug, like left. If that's your thing, we'd be happy to have you if you're willing to, do it the right way. When each GPU like box, bring your own GPU. So we'll likely just sell an all-in-one type of thing. So basically, you can buy a comma-3x and you have the compute expansion, and then it's just like two products, and you get to. It's going to be very similar to like autopilot versus FSD. Unclear what the capability difference will be, but the split will be somewhat similar. Where you have like the ultra high end, the highest end experience, and then the commodity experience. Oh yeah, George is coming. Okay, this is the real George. He's. We'll get MEB in. Yeah. I was talking to Julie the other day about setting up some. I want to set up like 2 regular comma hack dates a year, where you just like in February or March, and in like October, that's just when comma hack is every year. Those are 2 of them. for us, we reliably hire one person out of every hackathon. And for you guys, it's a nice chance to upstream cars, work on the comma stuff. If you guys have suggestions for dates, you can post them here or on Discord. We want to make sure the kids can come. Yeah, almost back at the office. Any final questions? Maybe we'll go to fulfillment and check if anybody ordered one with code SPACELAB. It'll be rush shipped to you for free.
So one of the big things we're looking out for as well is whether the experimental mode engagement is going to be higher now with this release. I mean, this is kind of the big improvement that people have been noticing, is that experimental mode is more usable now. So we'll see in the data whether this actually leads to more usage numbers. For me, it makes a difference. I think for some other people it makes a difference. We'll see how much it ends up mattering.
Yeah, I'm using it on my commute now, the EV6. Anything special for Comma's 10th anniversary next month? We'll see. We'll see. You hiring if you can't code. If you want to come work on supply chain, yes, we would love to have you. Supply chain. Maybe if I say it enough, somebody will show up. No, I'm really serious though. If any of the people who are working on like the comma accessories, if you run like a real accessories thing, or you do this for some other product or anything like that, that is like so much more signal than challenges. Will there be a Labor Day sale? Lots of folks missed the July 4th sale for whatever reason. I think the July 4th sale was too good of a deal. We sold a lot of commas. So you get SPACELAB. SPACELAB Rush is your sale.
SPACELAB. Does anyone want to voice their biggest complaints about openpilot's driving?
Wait, somebody's saying, what is the update? They keep asking. It's available right now.
Yeah, it's been in release for 2 days, right?
Oh, Trey's in here. Another shout out to Trey. Let's shout out the driving feedback channel. The new driving feedback channel is pretty cool. It's built by an intern using Trey's new Clipper tool. Usually what happens if you go in Discord and you're like, hey, I don't like how openpilot drove here. What the team will have to do is like say, oh, can you give us a dongle ID? Can you give us your segment? And then we get that, and they're like, oh, you're not driving on stock, you have an unsupported car, or can you please upload the files and then connect to Wi-Fi? None of that. The bot will just tell you. You just paste in your connect link, you write a little description, and then the bot will say, hey, you got to go back and upload the logs, and it'll work with you until it's all ready. Then it'll post a nice clip, and it'll give all the context we need to immediately look into the issues. It's a pretty fun channel to scroll through too, to see like the state of things.
Yeah, I mean the driving feedback channels are great. Even when we don't reply, it's super useful to see how people are using it. I think there's now a good middle ground with the fork feedback. Like fork feedback is useful. You just don't want to think that it's not fork feedback.
Yeah. The thing about the distinction between the forks and like the stock feedback channel is we take ownership of every issue in the stock channel. We might not be able to fix it like that day, but it is somewhere on the roadmap to fix. And that's the real distinction. What specifically is supply chain are you all looking for? If you want to talk to suppliers all day and like look at the comma-3x bomb and the tiny box bomb and handle inventory, like if you're just a super detail-oriented person and you really care about the product, you're really motivated to like keep production running smoothly and get the best deals on everything, so we can offer the commas for the lowest price possible, then you'll probably be a good fit. Try out the challenge. We made the challenges exactly for this. If you see the challenge and you're like, I don't know, then great. We know exactly like where you fall on that. And then if you see the challenge and you do well on it, then great, you'll probably be a good fit. It's not comma space better tires can help. That's definitely true, yeah. Any other improvements I can do to my car to enhance experience? You can look at your angle offset and get an alignment done. How do you guys feel about Frog Pilot? Forks, don't feel any particular about Frog Pilot specifically. Forks are good. We love forks. Frog Pilot is like a high variance fork too. I wish this forks would experiment more with driving stuff, but they are definitely high variance in terms of UI, and we had a fun CES experience where some guy's girlfriend came up and was like, you guys make the little frog device? And we had to explain the distinction between the hardware and the Frog Pilot. It was pretty funny. about server infrastructure side? Still need to do a challenge. Yep, everybody's got to do a challenge. Everybody's got to do a challenge.
Wait, someone wants to work on server infrastructure?
Yeah, but usually when if they're asking and they don't want to do a challenge, like, do I really have to do a challenge? No, they're not going to work.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to do a challenge, but we're very interested in people if they want to work on infrastructure or servers.
Yeah.
There's always plenty of work to do on that.
Yeah.
We're bringing up a lot of new machines. That's going to really speed up training, but more machines means more machine maintenance, and you know, it just takes a lot of effort and to keep that all running reliably.
The cool thing about the supply chain job is you get to work in both factories. So the tiny factory feeds the commas. I mean, we sell the commas to then buy tiny boxes and then buy GPUs to ship better openpilot, to then sell more commas, to then buy more GPUs. So you're very much in that mix, and you kind of operate at both levels there. So, I mean, every job here, if you can't think about how you're improving basically how you're going to help us self-driving cars, then
I mean, you know, now that we're doing these upgrades, we're really talking about this stuff a lot more. We are really doing everything, right? From the electricity to the data center, from filtering the dust that goes into the computers to running the computers and setting them up and doing the network.
Oh, he's saying, just thought they were all coding based. So he doesn't, you want to be like a technician? If you don't have Linux skills, then...
I mean, some amount of computer knowledge is going to be necessary for a data center technician.
Yeah, if you want to be like a technician, you're really great with Linux. And you like, you know, you've touched some Python. Oh, is the Rivian ACC gonna... No, it was okay.
It always slows down aggressively.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if somebody's like capable of debugging like some basic network issues and whether a GPU's having issues, that sort of stuff is usually the level at which problems happen.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll hire somebody who can't like program. We gotta have really great Linux and debugging skills. Like really great skills.
We can drive for a bit if there's still questions.
Yeah, we'll drive for a little bit more. Go to Little Italy and come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just do the Chula Vista loop.
Yeah. So they're really interested in nav and a comma-4.
Wait, but so we got one guy who liked nav, who wants it back.
I think maybe it's the same guy.
Okay.
It's not clear.
Because I remember there was one power user who used it on every commute.
Yeah, OP Long is much nicer. Yeah.
But these are Rivian users with OP Long.
This is Mr. Electric Valentine's.
I see.
He's the author of the comma space.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And are there people who like the new experimental mode? Are they agreeing with me that that's the biggest improvement in this release? Or are we not sold yet?
I don't know. I feel like they haven't. I don't know. These are like the same suspects on Discord, so I think they're not like re-commenting on it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot of people have already been using these models for a while.
Yeah. This is old news to these guys. If it's not old news to you, use code SPACELAB. We'll rush a comma-3x to you. Ships out. Oh, you still got maybe 20 minutes. 20 minutes. And then UPS comes.
Anyone else have any driving issues that they would really like fixed on their commute other than not having nav?
Yeah,
My biggest complaint is traffic lights. Reliable stopping at the right place.
No, cut-ins are the worst.
Yeah, that's not a big problem for me.
Oh, I hate cut-ins. It feels so broken.
But yeah, that's also a problem. Anyone else have any complaints?
I have Linux skill and knowledge. Okay, the other thing is you can't be remote, because I know that's always the next question.
But you definitely can.
If you want to move to San Diego and plug in computers and like make sure all the computers work, and you're like really interested in that, then we have a job for you. You can email in work at comma-3x.ai. I don't know, maybe just write a little bit about you should do the ops challenge. The ops challenge is like a good general, can you think through something? And then yeah, we'll schedule a call with you. It literally just ran out of time during the last comma hack. Yeah, the next comma hack, I think we know the formula. We got to be a little more prepared to get all these cars upstreamed. We got like the Ford through, the Rivian, and the Tesla. But I feel like we could have done more if we were a little more prepared. Next time. Can we integrate adaptive headlights into your... Yeah, I mean, we're really focused on the driving. But if you want to like make a cool fork that has these features, go for it. It's very much within scope what's possible.
I think that's one of the things I would really like to see more of forks, like the Sentry mode type stuff.
Yeah.
Does that exist? Forks? No, as far as
Shane Pilot used to have this.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And we shut down Shane Pilot. Sorry.
Bought it out.
But that means you guys got like Rivian support, Tesla support. Shane does a lot. Shane ships a lot of the stuff that you guys see on the releases. For some reason, my car loves to rubber band. What car is it? Is it vision only? I feel like the radar list got a lot better in this last release too.
I mean, everyone's saying that it's better in the models that we pushed to master since release.
Yeah.
They have like a big cult following in the vision only community.
Oh really? Which one? DTR?
No, the ones before that, or I don't know, the ones that they changed the loss function on elites.
Which model did this?
I forgot what I called it. Steam powered or something.
Oh, Simple Plan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, those apparently are way better for the rubber banding. But again, I mean, you know, we just haven't put any effort into fixing that. Vision only has not been our priority. Like, we really just want the experimental mode to be good on those cars to the point that you don't need to rely on the lead policy. Right now, experimental mode is not that reliable. So even when you run experimental mode with the vision only ACC, you can still get rudder banding because of the lead policy still active. But once experimental mode gets better, we can either disable or limit how much the lead policy does, and that will really improve those cars. Because right now you're still suffering from the fact that you don't have radar, even when you're running experimental mode.
Shane's always working on a big shiny new thing for you guys. The problem is the car stuff is like generally pretty specific to one car. So some people will be very happy and then other people don't get anything. This is why we don't allocate too many resources to car stuff. But we have been putting a lot of effort into controls recently, and hopefully you guys will start to see some of that stuff in 010.1 and going forward.
Yeah, there's actually, the last couple things I did with Chain actually do affect quite a bit of stuff. All the cars that have non-linear control should see some improvements. We're now fixing this bug where if your device is mounted rolled, it would take up to 30 seconds at the first engagement of every drive to learn this offset, which is silly. I mean, it should just persist. So this means cars were hugging at the beginning of every drive if they had a rolled device, which is pretty common. So that should also be fixed next release. There's a few small things like that.
Oh, we have one more update for you guys. Our new machines are on the way now. We got a stencil printer and a new My300, 2 heads. Be able to crank out comma-3x's even faster. What's new in 010? I think this Anthony guy's a troll. He's been here the whole time and he's asking like questions. Well, there's like a bug in it. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna disregard Anthony from now on. But yeah, we're getting our second SMT line set up. Should be basically iPhone level SMT soldering in the whole line. The difference mainly between our new line and what you'll see in like the very highest end lines will basically be they have a lot more inspection and they can get a lot more throughput. And the inspection is just for driving down internal failures. It's not really for driving down things that you'd see in the field after we ship it, which is primarily what we're focused on. And it's to get their yields like crazy high internally, like in the factory. But as far as like the quality that gets output to the comma-3x that you get, it should be basically very, very similar, the same as like an iPhone or any other high-end consumer electronic. It's pretty cool that this stuff isn't that expensive. Like, quality isn't that expensive. You just gotta care a little bit, which is pretty cool. So we're getting a stencil printer. That should help quite a bit. You guys see like there's still like a couple camera functions out there and stuff with 3Xs. It should help with that. And the My300 will mostly help with throughput. It's the same machine we have now, just with 2 heads. It's like the very highest end one. And then we're gonna get a big inline vapor phase oven and some X-ray inspection equipment. The X-ray inspection equipment I'm hoping will improve stuff that probably wouldn't be caught before, and that would fail like sometime in the warranty period. We'll see. But yeah, 3X failure rates are looking really great, but we're still very interested in driving them down. As we scale up, more than anything, I just don't want to get that many devices back here. It's like kind of a hassle for everybody. It's not a good time for you, it's not a good time for us. Nice hoodie, can I get one? I don't know if these are on the shop.
No, maybe. They're not. They're
not on the shop. It's a really nice hoodie though. We'll think about doing some new merch. Maybe some 10-year anniversary merch.
New merch.
10th birthday merch. When is the release? It is today. You just gotta care a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. This is like the biggest thing I learned about like reliability here. Is you just like it's a finite list, and it's not that many. It's way less than you think, and you just kind of have to look at them. You got to go down the list and be like very careful and fix them. But once you fix them, they're good. Comma support in Asian countries. So openpilot is half the training data is outside the US?
Yeah, we train on half non-US. There's a huge amount of users in Taiwan. We've got a good amount of users in South Korea.
Yep.
And then the other Asian countries. Japan, I think, is pretty big, and then those kind of the biggest Asian countries. But, I mean, for sure, this works in Asia.
North roads.
There's Komu in Malaysia.
Komu. Oh, Komu's going to upstream the BYD port pretty soon. I don't know how we're going to validate that one. Oh. Maybe when Robin and I go to Shenzhen, we'll validate that port. Hardware team is taking a trip to Shenzhen. If anybody's got some cool stuff we should check out, let us know.
I took the wrong exit.
New merch. New merch is not in the works, but we can think about it. We probably wouldn't build a carrying case. We designed the Comma to live on your windshield, but it's cool that other people are providing this. Is it reliable in smaller countries with less training data? I mean, it's not going to be as good, but I mean, like, it should do something sane. It shouldn't do something like crazy. Will E2E being in chill mode not be compatible with emergency braking like the RAV4? It won't change anything like that. We'll put more effort into that stuff. Like, once end-to-end long is good, we'll put more effort into that stuff. We think of end-to-end long as a prereq for that stuff. They have BYD in Mexico. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to go to Mexico to do a carport.
I mean, we're also not... I mean, we can't invest that much in carports. Like, that just doesn't scale.
No, but BYD is big. We'll do it in Shenzhen if we have time. We'll see. We'll see. Bear Tech has a nice carrying case. Yeah. It's good the community is offering these extras. You guys got to remember, now we're 30 people. We've grown a little bit this year. But, to deliver you 010, and it's a new stack. It took a lot of effort. It was the whole team. We had to stand up new machines. Tiny Corp helped out a whole lot with their machines. So it was quite an effort just to get you this shipped. And we wanted, this is just matching the performance of old openpilot. Now we want to do some really cool stuff with this. Now that Tomb Raider's shipped, and we validated this, we can move on to the stack, kind of forget about all the old stuff, and work on 1.0.
Yeah, I mean, the point of these big refactors is always that it's not that the refactors themselves aren't supposed to improve a lot. They're supposed to just unlock future improvements. What we had was kind of the best that we could do with this new stack that we made for the Taco Bell run a few years ago, and now it's the beginning of a new stack that we expect will for the next few years be the basis of all the improvements.
Welcome to 010. We're hoping 011 soon. That'll be full ML soon. Tiny Grad is beating us. I think they just shipped 011. We're in a race to 1.0 Tiny Grad. So we'll see who can get there first. But right now they're winning. Planning to drive from SC to Napa next month. Excited about these big updates. Yeah. I mean, openpilot is already very reliable in these drives. I think end-to-end long being in chill mode will be a really big upgrade for these drives. I drive from San Diego to San Francisco somewhat often, and fixing cut-ins would be big for me. That's probably my biggest source of disengagements on those drives.
Yeah, on the highway, I think the biggest complaints I have are fixing cut-ins, and also that it goes fast next to slower moving traffic.
Are you guys interested in Slate? So we have a stated preference for supporting all cars, but we have a reveal preference of the list is perfect as it is. So if you guys are familiar with stated and reveal preferences, we want to support every car, but that's not where we allocate our resources to. We would be very happy if we had openpilot 4.7 on exactly the list we have today. All right, we got 9 minutes. 9 minutes. This is your last 9 minutes with me and Harold. What can we answer for you? You can complain to us. You can ask us questions. You can tell us what you want at openpilot 010.1. You can just say you like openpilot. Whatever you want. We went for a while today, 45 minutes.
Yeah, the regular drive's pretty nice. Other than ACC disengaging.
Yeah. Will there be more progress on supporting or attempting to solve HDA2 issues? Yeah. I think Jason is pretty interested in working on that next after he's tackled Honda. You guys, if you guys are curious, if you're like somewhat technical, you can read Python, and you're curious why these cars drive around and they're not upstreamed, you can go back and look at like the Tesla work Shane did for the safety there, and then the Honda work Jason's been doing. It's like he's been working on this for a few weeks, and he got 4 ports upstream. Then there's like, I think 4 or 5 or even more left to go. It's not that easy to do this stuff cleanly. It's getting easier, but yeah, it requires a lot of work. You guys fix the 90-degree lockout? Yeah, we'll get around to it at some point. Are construction zones better? I'll talk a little bit about the cone test.
Yeah, they're a little bit better, but yeah. So we should post a blog post about this, but some of the construction stuff requires just smarter models. The models we've trained now, you know, they're trained with bottlenecks. They're not very big. And we never really optimized model capacity for them. And it's pretty clear that some types of construction zones, especially where the lane lines conflict with, for example, the cones or the big arrows from like the arrow trucks, that they don't really understand what to do. And so this is something we want to fix in basically the next releases. This is something that these new architectures make possible. And so we've trained big models that you know, are much bigger and that see all this and they avoid all these cones. And so we're working on first shipping that with the external GPU on our cars, or whoever wants to install that in their car, and then shipping those improvements to smaller models by doing some type of model compression and stuff like that.
What is the best car for using OP? We have some recommended ones on the site, but there's a lot of good ones now. New hardware for smarter models. Not necessary. Well, unless you're talking about the eGPU. But we still don't have anything that like drives better on the eGPU. So I asked a while ago the fire hose data. I think it's time to answer it. So next release will be the first one with 2.5 million segments?
Probably, yeah. I mean, we have trained a lot of models already with all the new fire hose data, but we just haven't shipped it yet.
We're getting a lot more diversity due to fire hose too. So that should be a big improvement to the models. So the next release should be trained on 5x more data than all the models we've ever shipped. And it's way more diverse. We keep lowering, like, we have a limit of how many segments per device we'll use, and we keep lowering that limit. I think it's down to 1,000 now.
Yeah, it's really not much anymore.
Yeah.
1,000, that's like only...
How do you get version
20 hours?
Go in if you're already on release, you can go on settings and then software and then check for update. If you're not on release yet, just click uninstall in the settings of whatever software you have, and then click the openpilot button on the setup. And then you will get the latest version. How much of a difference could having eGPU big once models that fully utilize them are released? So I mean, it's more compute than FSD has in like their Hardware 4 suite. So if you want to imagine FSD but limited to the camera view that openpilot has, you can kind of imagine that. Or you can just think about you driving with the camera view you see from openpilot. There's a tool in openpilot called Watch 3 that'll show you the like very raw camera feeds from all 3 cameras. If you go back to one of your drives and you watch that feed and you like imagine how well you could have driven, that's like kind of a good bound. What took the most time? Yeah, it seems like you've been following a plan. What took the most time and more time than you thought to get right? That's a good question.
Oh, about the model stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, there was just a lot of small bugs that took at least many months to fix. When you make an entirely new architecture like this that trains on policy in the loop, we have an entirely new simulation environment where these models train in, and there's just, I mean, it's a few thousand lines of code. It's not that much, but there are so many opportunities for small, subtle bugs like off by 1 and stuff like that, or you know, NaN values or clip values not being dealt with appropriately, and those kind of all compound into making stuff slightly worse. And we were in a long time in this state where, you know, we could drive one drive on the new architecture no problem. We were at that, you know, over a year ago, and you know, that seems like you're close to shipping, but it took a really long time to figure out all these little details that made it, you know, strictly better than what's in release now, as opposed to just something that also works and is sometimes slightly different.
Yeah, total refactor, total rewrite. So you just end up with all these bugs. So at first, I mean, maybe it was a mistake to try to ship everything at once, and then we've stepped back from that strategy.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult sometimes to estimate how difficult something can be. Deadlines are sometimes useful anyway.
It's always so tempting. You're like, the new refactor is so beautiful. Why won't it just be strictly better? It's always so tempting to just try to straight up ship it. So we've been taking an incremental approach. And now you've got TR. What is the best mapping software to use and connect to an iPhone? I don't know. It's not really comma related. I like Apple Maps. Would you consider more cameras or more sensor? That will not make a difference. We give the model a tiny little box. I'll show you guys. We give the model this little box. It doesn't even get the full screen, and that screen is not even the full camera view.
Yeah, the model sees like 20% of what the camera sees. We can input way more data. It's just not useful.
Yeah.
Like there's just other issues.
We will do that soon, though. It'd be nice if the comma would replace closed source smart car features with open source privacy respecting ones. Yeah, general ones like that like locate your car. I mean, that's already in Connect. We're open to like putting stuff like EV charge status in Connect. If somebody wants to come work on that, you know, I'd love to hire you. But for the people we have now, everybody's working on making the driving better. This is like very much an auxiliary thing. Like we're not going to dedicate 10% of comma resources to this, but we will dedicate a small percent because we might want this too. Like when we're taking the Rivian out today, I would love if I can just check and connect how charged it is. But this is also a good time for like a fork to step in. You can imagine like a version of Sunny Pilot that has all these things, and that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, there's also some hope that, you know, once we hire somebody to work on Webby stuff, that we can just make something that's like pretty generic, and you can essentially have this architecture that's very simple, and people can make PRs for it that are very maintainable, and we can just merge stuff. If the community wants to work on something, and then we have this deal that will maintain it, similar to carports, I can see it working out like that. How popular the VW Tiguan? VW, unfortunately, is not very popular at all with comma users, but it is the best maintained port due to it being run by Jason. So, unfortunately, it's a port we have to think about sometimes, but Jason makes it easy, so we never think about deleting it. But yeah, they're not very popular at all. I think we only have a couple hundred users. I think there's more Rivians than VW. And we just started supporting Rivian recently. Driving experience is already so good for me. Oh, you guys have no idea how good it will get. You guys have no idea. End-to-end long will feel truly magical.
All right, we're back home.
Yeah. You guys think you want FSD, but you just want end-to-end long. You think you want FSD. And we'll see how it plays out, because that's what we're building anyway. So even if you don't believe us, you'll see anyway. And you can see if we were right. All right, closing thoughts?
No, I'm excited for this release to go out. We have a lot of improvements in the pipeline because of this. I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we've already merged like several new models since this, and that's kind of what this whole release enables, and that's not going to stop. All right, remember, code SPACELAB. I don't know how long we'll keep that up, maybe like a week. You get free rush shipping. So if you want to experience openpilot 010, you've been following along, try it out. You can return it in 30 days. Super easy. You don't have to like talk to anybody. You don't have to call a number. You don't have to like convince some support person that you have a legitimate return reason. Just send it back if you don't like it, but we think you'll be really happy with it.